Hey guys, welcome back to another video of Fox Android. So today's video will be in continuation with our phone authentication using Firebase, right? So in the last video, what we have seen is we have designed the screen, right? Login UI, the front end code we have finished. We have designed the screen right there. So in today's video, first of all, if you haven't already seen that video, make sure to watch that video by clicking on this I button right here, right? So today we're gonna write the backend code for that, right? The Java code. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So guys, if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button and press the bell notification icon so that you get notifications if I upload a new video on this channel, right? And by the end of the video, if you like the video, make sure to hit that like button as well. So let's get started. So first of all, yesterday, I guess we have missed one thing. Let me quickly add that. If you remember, we have added this library here, this progress bar. So we forgot to add that layout. So let me quickly add that. So guys, here we have made a dialog progress bar. Basically, you look at it in the later stage when we're gonna run this app on the cell phone, and why do we have added this? So now let me quickly dive into the Java code. Okay, here I'll quickly write the Java code, and in between I'll be explaining that what is the meaning of the code, right? Why we are writing such things. So I'll be writing this code and taking a pause in between, and I'll be explaining the code in between, right? So let's start. Okay guys, I have just defined the reference variables here, right? Here I have made the reference variables for all the buttons, edit text, and whatever we have there here in the this UI screen, right? And here I have passed the reference. I have referred to all the buttons. If you can see here, I have referred to the text fields and input text and all. So I have not done anything fancy yet. So okay, now we'll proceed further. So, okay, guys, what we have done so far is we have set two on-click listeners. One is get OTP, and this second one is login button. So, if you can see the login button here, I've set a on-click listener here, right? While clicking on this button, this method will be called login on click. So, here what we have done is we have checked if the phone number is correct or not. That means, as in India, the mobile number length, the text numerics, there are 10 numerical keys here. So as in India there are 10 number mobile 10 numbers are there in a mobile number, right? So I've checked if the length of the number is equal to 10, and the and the OTP length should be greater than 4. So I've checked both the parameters. If these are satisfied, then what we have done is, so we have made object of input method manager, right? And we have hide the keyboard in case someone pressed on login without closing the keyboard. The keyboard will automatically be hidden, right? While calling this im.hide soft input from window, right? The second thing, after that, what we have done is, here you can see that we have made a dialog box, right? Progress dialog box. So we have made object of a dialog box, set the feature for no title. That means this dialog box will not be having any title. We have set the layout and set the cancelable on touch side false. That means while this progress bar is going on, we are doing something at the back end. The user should not be able to close this dialog box, so that we have set this cancelable on touch outside is equal to false. Then we have called the show method. That means this dialog will be shown, right? In the else method, that means the number is not number, or the OTP is not correct. So here we have checked if the mobile number is not correct. We have set the error to the text input field of the phone number, that the valid number is required, and I have done some typo here. Let's see. Okay, same here. Right, if the mobile number is not okay, that means if either the number is empty or the length of the text in numbers input in that field is less than 10, then we have raised the error in the text input field that valid number is required. Else if the OTP is not correct, we have done the same thing in the OTP as well. So that is what we have done so far. Now let's proceed further. Okay guys, once the user click on this login button, if you can, I can expand this. If the user clicks on login button and everything seems to be fine, then we have called this method verify code, and we have passed the OTP entered by the user, right? So in this method, what we have done is we have made object of a phone auth credential, and we have passed the verification ID and code. We'll get this verification ID later. So the code is the OTP. So verification ID means that if your app is made for 1,000 users and 100 of users are doing this auth thing at a given point of time, so this verification ID is a unique ID that gives the Firebase that provides the Firebase to check which authentication is referred with this code, right? So we'll get this verification ID, and then what we have done is we have made a get an instance of Firebase auth, and set app verification disable for testing as true, because there is one more security reason then that you'll learn once we proceed further. So for this, for a security reason, Firebase has made a thing to either implement a captcha thing in your app, or they have another method. If I can show you here. Hmm. Okay, here you can see that enable app verification, so that this authentication thing is called from your app only. So they have two methods: safety net, this is the one method, and the reCAPTCHA thing is the another method. But if you're using this, if you remember, we have registered this app testing number, a fake number for testing our app, and while we are developing the app. So for this thing, if you don't want those two things to be implemented, right, you want to skip those steps, then you have to call this method. That's why I have set app verification disabled for testing as true. The other thing, then we have called a method sign in with credentials. So I have passed this credential thing here, right? Now we'll proceed further and I'll let you explain as things go further, right? Okay, guys, what we have done is here is we have made a method sign in with credential, right? And the credential has been passed from here, right? But we have made so, but I have already explained it to you, right? So after that, we have a set on complete listener here. So mauth is the object of the Firebase authentication. If I can show you here, okay, Firebase auth, where is it? I can find it. Okay, here you can see. So mauth is Firebase auth dot get instance. So we have got the instance for this. Here I have defined it, right? Okay, here I have called the sign in with credentials and I've passed the credential as an argument. I've set the on complete listener, and while this method, the callback, this is the callback method. So once on complete is called, on complete will give you a task or object, right? So we'll check here if task is successful. That means you have successfully logged in. That means the OTP and the mobile number you have just sent is perfect, so you can log in the user. So I have made an intent of the other activity and start the other activity, right? You can do whatever you want to do here. So this means in this method, if task is successful and I've checked if the user is not null, user is not equal to null, then you can do whatever you want to do. I have started the another activity, which most of the apps do, right? Else I've checked if the you remember that while clicking on that login button, one dialog pop-up is there. So we have made this dialog pop-up. So I've checked if it's not equal to null. First we'll dismiss that. The second thing what we'll do is we'll get the exception, get the message out of it and raise it as a toast, right? So here you can make your own error. For the simplification of the things, I've just raised that toast only, whatever error we get from the Firebase, right? Then what I've done is, so do you remember how this app will work? The user will enter the phone number here, then click on this get OTP, right? So after clicking on this get OTP, he'll receive the OTP, he'll enter the OTP. So I have set a on click listener here, right? If I can show it to you here. So I have to call this method. Okay, once a user will click on this method will be called. After calling this method, what we have done is, okay, so I have made this one boolean variable that will check that if the get OTP has already been clicked or not. If it's not clicked, then we have retrieved the phone number from the phone number text input field, right? We have checked if the length is equal to 10, right? So if it is not equal to 10, then we have made an error like we have done before. Else what we have done is we have first made this variable true, then I have added the country code. As of India, the country code is +91. So I've added this prefix into the phone number, right? Then I've called this method send verification code. What this method will do is this will send the verification code, right, to the user's mobile number. That the code for that will write after discussing this. Then I've changed the color of the get OTP so that it will be more prominent that this OTP has been clicked, right? Then again I have raise this dialog box progress bar that will pop up. So now I'll write the code for this verification code, right? Okay, guys, here we have made this callback. What we have done here is, here are some methods that are called. So this method is called on code send. Is called as the name specified defines itself. When the code is sent, then this method is called. Then we have made this dialog box disappear, right? Then we have this made the change the color of this login button, right? Sorry, text view. Then OTP sent, this text will be visible here. This text will be visible. Okay, I'll just make all of these invisible. This text will be visible and will set the text as that the OTP has been sent to your registered mobile number. Okay, here the text will be appeared that the OTP has been sent to your registered mobile number, and we'll make it visible, right? So here we'll get the verification ID as I've explained we have used here, right? Okay, verify. Okay, this verification ID, we'll get it here, right? We'll get the verification ID here. Then we have made a object of countdown timer. The countdown timer is to show this timer, the timer above here. So we'll make a 60-second timer to be shown here, right? So here I have made this timer. 60,000 milliseconds means 60,000, and we have set an interval of 1 second, right? And we have set that text on tick means every 1 second this method will be called and will update the value on the countdown timer. On finish, what we have done is, if on finish means the user has not done anything, he has not entered OTP or clicked on login button, so we'll make this resend OTP as visible, right? So we'll set this visibility to visible and the countdown timer will be made invisible, right? Then we'll start this method, right? On verification complete means, this method is called once this we'll get the text in the cell phone. So what as you have seen in many apps that this OTP has been or OTP is automatically detected by the app and enter into the required field. So we have done the same thing. We have set the OTP code here and we have called the verify code method, right? On verification field, what we have done is we have raised a error toast, right? uh, which we have done earlier as well. So this is what we have done. So I guess we are done with the Java code here. This is all the backend code, right? Okay, now let me quickly add some things into the second activity. Let me add a button. Okay, we made this activity. The app will this activity will be called once we have successfully logged in into the first activity, right? That means into the app. So we are done with this, all the things, the backend code, the second activity, all of the stuff. Now I'm gonna quickly install the app into my cell phone and run it, as this tutorial has already been very long. So let me quickly connect my cell phone and install the app to the cell phone, right? Okay guys, the app has been installed and it seems like it is crashing when I get the OTP on this. So after just debugging it, I noticed that by mistake I have entered O instead of 0, right? Now let me quickly reinstall the app. Okay guys, here you can see the app has been installed. Now I'll try to log in with the number which we have entered on the our Firebase console, the application testing number. So this is the number. Now I'm going to enter this. So let me first write the wrong number. If I just enter a non 10 digit number and click on get OTP, you can see the error is there. The valid number is required, right? So if I just delete it, 5678 577898. You click on get OTP. Here you can see this nice looking uh, waiting dialog box is there, right? Now here you can see OTP has been sent to your registered mobile number. There is some typo. I'll just correct that afterwards. So it is showing that the OTP has been sent, and here you can see on the right side of the window, on right above get OTP, this timer is running, the one minute timer which you have set, and the color of get OTP has been changed. Now I'll quickly enter the OTP 123456. Now click on login. Okay, you can see again that okay, we have successfully logged in and we have switched to the second activity. So I guess we have implemented the backend code and this phone authentication quite well. Now we have tested it with the this testing number which you have entered in the Firebase console. Now we need to test it with the real mobile number, but for that we have to modify the code a little bit. Not modify, we have to add another code, right? But it seems like the video has already been got a very long one. I guess it will be around 40 to 50 minutes video, so I don't want to extend it right now. So we'll split into two videos. I'll explain the remaining things in the next video. So let me tell you what we're gonna cover in the coming video, right? Okay, the first thing we're gonna look in the next video is login with real phone number, right? The second thing is check if device is logged in at startup. So once your user is logged in, so as you've seen in many apps like Instagram, Facebook, once you log into your app, so after turning off the app, then you restart the app. If you have already logged in, then it will not ask for the login things. So we'll do that as well. That if the user is already logged in, user will directly be redirected to the next activity. And the third thing is sign out. So how do we make the user sign out of the app, right? So these will be the things we'll be covering in the next video. So I hope you understood this app, right? The backend code today's work. I know it's a long code, so I tried to explain it in depth. But still, if you have any doubt, you make sure to comment in the comment section, or you can DM me on Instagram, right? So again, if you like the video, hit that like button, and if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe the channel and hit the bell notification icon as well. So that is it for today's video. See you in the next video. That will be I'll be uploading most probably tomorrow. So bye.